Hello and welcome back to another Fan in the Stand podcast. And today we're going to be doing a Premier League predictions part 2 video, just looking at the league table, currently looking at our past predictions from the start of the season and also looking at some transfers, as I said I was going to be doing previously. A few things before we start. Sorry for the delay on the upload. Had some problems with my editing software, but we're good now, so we should be back putting loads of podcasts out. And today we are with a guest. We are with Ben, and we're going to be doing our predictions together.
Oh, God, this is going to go terrible.
Now, it'll be fine. Some of my predictions are absolutely shocking. Looking at the table at the moment, we've only played 6 games, so it can all change. But looking at the table, some of mine are a bit questionable.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, so let's start at the bottom of the league. So, who have you got at the bottom in your predictions?
Last for me is Luton Town.
Yeah, okay. I've gone with Sheffield United.
Yeah.
Then, actually looking at the table, Sheffield actually are bottom of the league here.
Yeah.
So I'm taking that as a win straight away.
It's a safe thing to do was to pick between Luton and Sheffield. Both don't have the quality to stay up in this league, and they haven't done, I would say, good enough signings to even give them a chance.
Yeah, 100% back that. If we look at Sheffield signings, there's no one that massively stands out. I think Cameron Archer was a great signing to bring him in. He'll get you a couple of goals. And also McAtee back in on loan from City. But is that enough? I don't think that's enough.
No.
And I think so far from the season, you've seen they have played well, to be fair to them. They played a lot better than I thought they were going to play. With I think it was 2-1 against Man City.
I mean, they lost 2-1 to Man City after potentially getting a point, and then they had a massive chance of beating Tottenham, but then lost it very easily.
Yeah, I think they have the first half they've looked really good, and then it's sort of just the experience of the inexperience. Some of the players are sort of been their downfall a little bit so far, but if they keep performing as they have been, I do think they can pick up some results that could potentially keep them up. But realistically, I'd say they're probably going to go down.
They're going to have to win the majority of the top 6 battle, I wouldn't say top 6, more the relegation 6-pointer, and try and get a few points here and there against the bigger teams. But
yeah,
I mean, who knows?
I think the one player that I really want to highlight for Sheffield is Gustavo Harmer.
He's at the great
scored in his debut. Wasn't that much? Was that? I want to say 8 million from Coventry. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe it was a bit less than that. Maybe a little bit more. But he's a big pickup for them. He's got an absolute worldie for him on his debut. He's got that defensive side of his game in the midfield, which is huge nowadays with defensive midfielders. And then he's got that attacking sense as well.
He does. He's like that box-to-box type midfielder. Yeah.
And you can see, watching Coventry this season, they've struggled quite a bit without the likes of him and obviously Vixi Goikarez that went to Sporting. So that could have been a completely different story if Coventry come up.
I'm still trying to look for the Gustavo Harmer deal. It was 17 million euros.
Oh, 7. Well, that's a lot more than I said. I still think that's a big pickup for them.
Oh yeah, huge pickup.
Even if they do go down, he'll still be. They'll come back up. If they go down, they'll come straight back up.
The other signings, as you said, McAtee was a great signing to bring back. Luke Thomas looked like a pretty good wing back to have.
Yeah, he's massive. He'll be massive.
Tom Davey brings a little bit of experience. I wouldn't say a lot.
Yeah, I don't think it's not enough though. I don't think it's going to be enough.
I mean, they've Orson Trusty has had basically no Premier League experience, so I don't know how that's going to go for him.
No, after their performance at the weekend against Newcastle.
That's what I don't get. Like, they've been able to keep so many games close. Like, it's only been it's been like 1 goal or 2 goals, and then they decide to just absolutely give up, and then they go and concede 8.
Yeah, and I don't think Newcastle has looked that good this season so far.
No.
We'll come on to Newcastle a bit later, as I'm sure we probably both put them a lot higher.
Anyone who's put them that far down is questionable.
Yeah. Right, let's move on to the 19th position. I have gone with, I don't think this is a surprising one. I think many people said the same thing. I've gone with Wolves.
Yeah, well, I'll be honest, when I did my predictions, they were like way before Forest signed some of a lot of their players, because I've got Nottingham Forest in 19th.
Whoa, that's a big one. We'll come on to that in a sec. But we've got Wolves. I put Wolves, you put Forest. Currently, Wolves are 16th in the table.
Yeah, Forest is
So my
12th.
prediction's not.
Oh no.
Yeah, that might be a slight shocker prediction there from you. I'm reasonably happy with where I put Wolves. I think from the games so far, they've been okay.
Well, it's only
They've had
it's only a shocker for me, because I didn't expect them to sign some of the players they did.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah, I can agree
of their,
there.
really good business happened on deadline day.
Yeah, we will come on to their signings when we get up there. Looking at Wolves 1-1, drawn 1, and lost 4. Obviously, had that big loss to Brighton. Was it? I think it was Fulham they beat. Was it at the weekend? Was it Fulham? I'm not.
No,
Can't
they
remember.
got it was a point with Luton.
They got a point with Luton, wasn't it? And then I can't remember their winner was against. And then they got that unlucky loss to United.
Oh yeah, that was a bit.
Start season.
Not good.
But yeah, I think putting them in the relegation zone was probably a fair prediction at the start of the season.
Yeah.
But looking at them so far, I think they'll just about be safe, only because there's 3 worst teams in the league.
Yeah, the win came against Everton, and they had an unlucky loss with United, pumped by Brighton, beat Everton, lost in an amazing match against Crystal Palace, lost to Liverpool, and then drew with Luton.
So there's a few games in there. The Palace game you'd be looking at saying that's the game they should have got points from if you're looking at the fixtures you've got. But then I don't know. I think they'll be in and around the relegation zone, but I don't think they're going to go down. Looking at my prediction,
within their next 6 games, they've got Man City, Newcastle, and Tottenham.
Yeah,
and even Villa.
That's 4 ridiculous games.
Yeah.
Yeah, they might be a little bit in trouble. But in terms of signings, they didn't really make any.
No, was it a loan or the transfer of Tommy Doyle?
Tommy Doyle, it was a loan with an obligation to buy.
That's
was about 8 million, but then City have a 50% sell-on clause, which is absolutely outrageous business from them.
Let's see.
Tommy Doyle, and then obviously they let Mateus Nunes go to City in that sort of deal.
They brought in Bellegarde.
Yeah, it's a good.
Matt Doherty's returned.
But they let quite a lot of, like Nathan Collins went to Brentford, Connor Cody went to Leicester, Jean Moutinho got released. Yeah, it's obviously Raul Jimenez went out as well to Fulham. So I think that's quite a few big losses there.
Looking at the signings they made, they brought a young Paraguayan, Boubacar Traore, Santiago Bueno, Bellegarde, and then they had to make the signing of Mateus Cunha permanent.
And that was a lot of their budget gone on Cunha.
Yeah, 50 million just gone.
Which I think he's a good player, but he's not 50 million.
No, definitely not.
Poor bit of business from them there. Getting him on loan from Jack for the half the season last year was great business, but including the 50 million was for what was it? If you played 5 games.
Yeah, it was they had to pay it due to certain requirements being made.
Yeah, I think that was a really poor bit of business. But yeah, I think they've made a few good signings, and if they can keep the core that they've got now, I think they'll be safe. I think they'll be okay.
I mean,
if
losing Ruben Neves was another massive.
Yeah, that was a weird one. That one.
It was a bit weird.
Because I get going to Saudi Arabia, but you're at your peak. I'd argue right now he's at his peak.
Yeah.
Surely you stay in the Prem for at least another season.
I mean, no, he had the chance to go to Barcelona, which is like where he's wanted to go for so long, and he's just
and then
to
Barcelona in the mud a little bit.
Yeah.
With all their money problems.
Well.
But yeah, I think Wolves will be safe.
Yeah.
Predictions going down might be slightly unfair, but.
I mean, you're not going to be one of the only people. I think there's a lot of people who would have predicted Wolves to go down.
Yeah, I mean, got a good manager in Gary O'Neill.
Him getting sacked by Bournemouth was ridiculous.
I understand why Bournemouth did it though, because they wanted to get in a younger, more progressive manager, which I understand.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, right. Let's move straight on.
Who got an 18th? Who have you got final team to be relegated?
This might have been a tad biased. Just a tad biased.
Tad biased. Right, that's telling me you've put Luton to stay up. I've
put Crystal Palace in 18th.
Yeah, straight away, absolutely not.
I think the start of the season, or before the season started, I think if you look at Palace's squad, who they've lost, in terms of Zaha, at least they look to be going out as well. They've renewed some contracts for players that just shouldn't be renewed, and they didn't bring anyone in. Keeping Roy Hodgson as well, I was like, they're doomed.
Yeah, but I put Sheffield United in there. I do still think they go down, but I think I was a bit too kind with them.
Yeah, I don't think the table reflects Sheffield's performances.
No.
As we've said. So I think 18th was a fair prediction, but if you're not going to kill games off, if you're not going to score the goals that you need, then you are going to go down.
I mean, current table, 18th place is Luton Town.
There you go. So
Luton,
I think
literally Luton Town.
Luton, that's a fair. Honestly, Luton have looked pretty bad. I mean, very bad, Luton. So how they're not bottom is beyond me, really. But they got the point against Fulham. No, point against Wolves, sorry.
Yeah.
Which was huge for them.
They should have got a point against Fulham.
Yeah.
The goal Fulham scored.
I think they should have got something from West Ham as well.
They probably should have.
They got a great performance.
I believe Bob Edwards is just going to set up Luton to be more pushing like on a counter, because he knows that if he tries to go toe to toe, he's going to get demolished.
Yeah, I think if we go in and look at their signings, that's the way they're going to play. But also, I think they've made signings to sort of
they have
a championship team.
Yeah, they have not made any like quality signings.
It's a signings of when they go down. That's a team with the likes of you've got Ogbene, you've got Anderson, you've got Chong, Nakamba.
Yeah, so if they go down, they can go straight back up.
Yeah, you got Ryan Giles, Jacob Brown, Ross Barkley, Tim Krul. You got Mengi Lokonga on loan. It's a championship super team. They're going to turn into what Norwich were a few seasons ago.
Yeah.
Up, down. Which I'd love to see.
I don't even think they're going to yo-yo. I think they're going to, if they go down, they're going to be down there for a few seasons before coming back up. Like,
I don't know. I think the squad they've got now would absolutely. If you look at the quality in the Championship, the squad Luton have now would absolutely batter the Championship.
If you think about what they've made, I mean, you're not going to have Lukonga again. I think Ross Barkley won't drop. I don't think Ross Barkley would go down to the championship.
Yeah, I mean, Lukonga hasn't really been that great for him so far. So I don't think that'll be a huge loss for them. But I mean, we'll see in the next few weeks. He might, once he's settled in a bit. I personally think he's a class player.
Oh, he is. He just needs to be in the right team, in the right system.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he was great for Anderlecht.
And
I know Brighton were linked to him at the end of the window before we signed Carlos Baleba. And I saw a lot of fans were moaning, but I would have been happy with bringing Lukonga
in. I mean, you bring Lukonga, you buy Lukonga from us, we're slapping a good sell-on clause on it.
Yeah.
Arsenal will cover that.
Also, if no one's noticed, probably cover this. Ben is an Arsenal fan, so you'll probably see a lot more in-depth Arsenal talk when we get up to mid-table, maybe.
Yeah, well, be same with Brighton though.
Yeah. So yeah, who had you? So right, I put Palace in my 18th. As I said before the season started, I thought they were doomed, but they have actually played very, very well. They're currently 10th. Outperformed what I thought they were going to do already. Managed to tie Elise down to a new deal. Didn't go to Chelsea. Edouard's looked quite good. Eze, new deal probably going to happen as well. They've looked good. Sam Johnson's been good.
I wouldn't say Palace have overperformed. I'd say they're currently performing at what you're expecting of them.
I mean, they're probably guaranteed to finish 11th, 12th again.
That's what I mean. They play to be just a team that basically scrapes into the mid-table. Don't try and downgrade too much, but then don't try and improve that much as well.
I think more. Obviously, I was a tad biased. I think it was the losing the Zaha that sort of persuaded me to put them a bit lower into the relegation zone. But obviously, hate me in the comments. That was a very bad prediction. But come the end of the season, I might be right.
I mean, we'll have to see. I mean, you don't know at this point.
We will come back at the end of the season. We'll do another video, and we'll
compare. I'll be down to do that.
We'll compare what we said at the start, what we said now, and we may even come back and do a midway through the league video as well.
Well, January time.
Yeah, just after Christmas.
I'd say just after January window.
Yeah, we can do that. We'll come back and do a January window look and the table.
Anyway,
right, let's go straight 17th. Staying up. Who have you got just about scraping survival?
In 17th, I put Wolves.
Oh, okay. That's a fair prediction. They're 16th at the moment. In 17th, I went with heart, not head. And I went with Luton.
I mean, I understand people who want to put Luton there. Because obviously, just as a football community in general, we want to see Luton survive. The way they've progressed from National League up to Premier League.
Yeah, it's a massive story.
But I just think the issue with Luton is they haven't got enough quality.
I've seen that.
You've got older players for experience, but you haven't got any of them that excite Premier League quality.
Yeah, I can agree with that. But they're at the 18th. They're only 2 points off 17th. So I'm not putting that as an outrageous prediction.
No, it's by far not, because you can see it.
And then you put Wolves.
Yes, I think we've already discussed about Wolves, but I just think if they can keep Gary O'Neill, that's my thing. It's when I made that, I was like, Lopetegui's gone, O'Neill's in. How good of a start is he going to have?
Yeah.
And that was what I was thinking. I was thinking for worst case, he doesn't have an amazing start. He gets sacked and they bring in a coach that's known for about trying to push out of a relegation battle.
Yeah. Yeah, I think...
I think if I was backing more in Gary O'Neill, I probably would have put him more into mid-table, but I just think with what the signings that Wolves have made, the outgoings, and just overall what's happening at the club, I think they are in a massive problem at the moment.
Yeah, I think you could see that before the season was the big. You could see with the Lopetegui going, as you said, that turmoil there with the signings, big problems.
Mm.
But then we have got, as I said, I put Luton. We've discussed Luton. Let's move straight into 16 who are gonna, we'll say, just about survive. I think.
I think this depends.
This club, I've put, always manages to survive because there's 3 or 4 worst teams in the league.
I think we might have the same team here.
I've gone with the best club in Liverpool.
Everton. Yeah, same. Everton 16th.
Yeah, I think that's a very, very fair prediction, putting Everton in 16th.
I know people. They're going to put them lower. They're going to put them 17th. Some are even going to put them 18th, 19th. But I just think that you can't. If Everton can play more likable football, like instead of sitting back, they push more. They be more courageous. Then there's no reason why they can't push higher than 16th.
But they'll never do that under Sean Dyche.
I think Sean Dyche, what Everton need to do is let Dyche run the rest of the season, and then you look at bringing in a better, more exciting coach.
Yeah, I mean, Everton's start to the season has been absolutely dire.
It's not been great.
And the only reason they're not in the relegation zone is because of Luton, Sheffield, and 2 other teams that we haven't discussed yet, but we won't mention them yet. We'll talk about them later because my predictions, and I'm going to say probably your predictions as well, I've got these 2 teams that are in 19th and 17th a lot higher.
Yes. Well, I wouldn't say too much higher, but
I've got as people saw in my first predictions video, I've got these 2 teams in a very silly prediction.
Yeah, the thing is when I was doing mine, I was trying to be logical. So
I think mine was quite logical until I've seen the start of the season. We'll see.
Yeah, okay. Well,
but yeah, Everton signings, they've actually made a few good signings in terms of Ashley Young, great experience.
Yeah. Jack House
always can do a job.
Jack House looks very good.
Dan Juma
should have got him in January.
Yeah, with that weird Spurs thing. Don't know why I went there. And then you got Shamiti, who hasn't played much yet, but they got him from Sporting. I think he's a great player.
I've heard nothing on him. Like, even when they signed him, I was like, why? Who is this person? Why is he that good?
He's a baller. But I think the main signing here is Beto.
Beto. Yeah.
Absolute brilliant player. I didn't know about him before they signed him, but I've watched him a bit for them. Scored a few goals in the cup, been good in the league for them. Looks like the sort of Calvert-Lewin replacement that they needed.
What about do you think it's going to happen with Dele Alli? Do you think he's going to get game time, or?
I think you might see him coming in towards the end of the season.
Near the end.
But I don't think they're going to put him in yet with everything that's happened.
Yeah. I mean, I'd love to see him back.
I'd love to see him back. But I don't see him coming back anytime soon.
But
yeah, Everton, we've put 16th, both put 16th. They are currently 15th, so that's a very fair prediction, very good prediction from both of us.
Yeah.
But let's move up into 15th now. In 15th, who have you got?
As I said, I tried to be logical, so I've gone with Bournemouth.
Yeah, okay. I can agree now, but I massively disagreed at the start of the season, and we'll come to my prediction there. But I'm going to spare your blushes.
Don't tell me you put them top 10. If you've put them top 10.
I'm going to spare your blushes from the earlier predictions, and in 15th, I've gone with Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, let's just get Nottingham Forest over with.
We've already spoke about Forest a little bit. I think they're going to be one of them teams that sort of just stay in the bottom half of the table. I did say in my first video, now they've had a proper pre-season and they have a proper season under Steve Cooper, I think they could push towards the top 10 next few seasons. But at this moment in time, I see them just being in the bottom half, but no way they're going down.
Yeah, but as I said, when I did it, they didn't sign Tavares and loan. They didn't bring in Sangare. They didn't bring in Hudson-Odoi. Like, all they brought in, I think, when I made it, was like Elanga. That was like the only notable player.
And if I'd done my predictions when you did your predictions, I would have put them going down. I'll be fair there. But it's the Vlachodimos, Hudson-Odoi, Nicolas Gonzalez,
I wasn't even aware of, like, some of the signings they made until I checked like 2 days after the window.
Incredible signings.
It's incredible signings, but it's like they were so under the radar. Like, no one was seeing it happening.
No, it was just deadline day. Oh, by the way, Forest have just signed Sangare. Sorry, what? How have they pulled that off?
I was speaking to some people on this, like, so he's trading a chance to play in the Champions League to playing in. I'm not arguing the Premier League's bad. No, it's the best league in the world. But the opportunity to have played in the Champions League and you decide not to do it.
And you could potentially have gone to a team that are going to be dragged into a relegation battle.
Yeah, potentially was a huge word in that.
I think they'll be fine. They might dip in a little bit to the relegation battle, but
also,
at the moment they're 12th and they're doing very well. 7 points, 2 wins, 1 draw, 3 losses. And I say that's a great start to the season for them.
It is very good
Bottled
start.
the game against United. Absolutely bottled that.
I mean,
where they were 2-0 up.
They were 2-0 up within 4 minutes, and with how United's defence were, they should have pushed, get a third, get a fourth while you had the chance. Might as well kept pushing, don't sit back. Because sitting 100%. Back is going to allow the Man United to consistently push.
Yeah. But yeah, Forest, as we said, good signings. You think they'll go down. I think they're going to be safe. You probably now think they're going to be safe.
No, please, at the end of this video, can we say what we think is a better, more updated version?
Yeah, we will go with that at the end of the video. We'll do a quick run through of what we think is a more realistic version.
Well, thank God, because
you need to change a few.
I feel very bad for some of the teams I've put in.
Yeah, but you put Bournemouth 15th, correct?
Yes.
Currently, they're 17th.
I mean, the thing with Bournemouth is, I think Iraola is going to be a good coach, and some of the signings they've made is pretty good. Sinisterra is a great signing. Tyler Adams, Alex Scott. Who else have they signed? Justin Kluivert. Like, they're great signings. Iraola is going to be a great coach, but I think they won't gel straight away, which is why I think mid-table is fair, and then after that they can start pushing.
Yeah, it's just about gelling and getting the team together to start with. They haven't won a game yet this season.
No, I don't know.
They were 1-0 against Brighton. They looked very good against us in the first half.
I mean, yeah, they're currently 17th. Let's see I want to have a look at some of their upcoming games. So they've got Arsenal tomorrow. Then they've got Everton. Yeah, then they've got Everton, Wolves, Burnley, and then they've got back-to-back Man City, Newcastle, and that runs them through mid-November.
Everton, Wolves, Burnley should be winning. They should be winning them.
I mean, if they can get a point out of any of the other three, then
if they can pick up 9-10 points, they're fine.
They'll be fine. Yeah.
That's
anyway.
This run is big for them. Right, 14th. let's go. We'll say comfortably surviving. Now
Okay.
in this sort of
Start.
range.
You start. Who
Actually,
you
no,
put?
I
Who
don't
you
think
put
it's
there?
a bad prediction. I've gone with Fulham.
Okay. No, I can understand. I can get behind that.
I think I'm based my prediction off before the season with the transfers losing Mitrovic. They had a lot of problems with Marcus Silva, the sort of Saudi thing. Wasn't the greatest transfer window, I don't think, for them. They brought in Jimenez was a big signing. Bassi was a great signing. So was Adama Traore.
I mean,
But
Adama Traore's washed.
no,
Him and
it'll
Jimenez
get
are
you.
washed.
It'll get you some points the way he plays. He'll get you some, and then also Alex Iwobi, good signing.
That surprised me, to be honest.
That was a weird one from Everton. I think he was really good for them last season. I'd say he's probably one of their better players, and they've just let him go to Fulham. Good for Fulham. I think having no Mitrovic is a problem.
That could
so I think
be.
They'll struggle to score some goals. They should be scoring, win some games, get some points they should be getting, but they'll be fine. They'll just be mid-table this season.
Yeah, definitely.
You put 14th.
Hang on. I've got Crystal Palace.
Boo. Yeah, okay. I can back that.
They've lost Zaha and they've kept Roy Hodgson, but what Roy Hodgson can do is get the points when they're most needed.
Yeah, that's actually. I went to Southampton Palace at the end of last season. They were playing some expansive football. Palace. I was shocked.
I mean,
Fair enough. So Roy Hodgson.
I mean, like what? Eze Elise, great, like absolutely great. Still that they've got him.
Doucouré's massive in their midfield.
Check Doucouré and even Jefferson Lerma, like they're perfect in the forward midfield too.
That was a huge signing, that Lerma. Lerma on a free is huge for them. Been brilliant so far this season. I think your prediction's fair. I think they may even finish a little bit higher.
I mean, they could, but we'll have to see.
I don't see them going for a European push. I don't see them going down now.
Oh no, anywhere that I've put like 12th below shouldn't be anywhere near an opportunity of Europe.
Yeah, but currently 14th is the funniest club in the world. The banter club at the moment. Chelsea.
There's something going wrong with Chelsea.
I think they have the good players. They have a good manager under Poch. But the problem is Todd Bowley.
I wouldn't say Todd Bowley's the problem. I would just say that I would more say that Todd Bowley's just trying too hard. Like he's trying too hard to sign players, make Chelsea good when he needs to take it slowly.
It's like he's playing career mode.
It does feel like that, yeah. His issue is that he signed £1 billion worth of player, and the only one that's a striker, an out-and-out striker, is Nicholas Jackson. And even then, I don't think that's enough.
Jackson will be a fantastic striker, but at this moment in time, he needs more development, obviously.
I mean, he scored the goal to get Chelsea past Brighton.
Big finish from him. I rate that as a good finish. I think the goal's offside, though.
Yeah, I obviously haven't seen it, so...
But yeah, even against us, Chelsea looked average in the Carabao Cup. We didn't really care, but they looked kind of average. I don't think...
I think...
we'll come on to Chelsea a bit later.
Yeah, I think many people in FPL standards have now taken him out, and now the thing is if he's going to start scoring, then that's the problem.
But we will come we'll come more in depth to Chelsea in a minute when we get more up to their
when we get
position
there.
that we thought. Who have you got with in 13th position?
13th place is Burnley.
Okay, I've gone with, once again, another fantastic prediction. The ball knowledge is coming through. Brentford.
All right.
I want to know why you've gone Burnley in 13th first.
Well, I'll put it simple. I don't think Burnley is going to be bad enough to be relegated. I think
disagree.
I think it will take them a while to be out of the relegation battle.
Yeah.
And I think they're a mid-table team. And the reason I've put them 13th ahead of the likes of Palace and Bournemouth is simply because I think when it comes to those games, they'll do better.
Yeah, so you're saying they're going to stay up because of those games, they're edging against the teams that are in and around them, yeah?
What they'll do is they'll get the points against the relegation battle. They will get the points. They'll get at least 3. I'll say they at least get like 4 to 7 points out of Palace and Bournemouth, and then they'll nab points against other teams in the higher positions.
They do play some fantastic football,
but
they're too naive.
Oh, very, very naive.
They thought they absolutely smashed the Championship. Fair play to company and the players. Play some fantastic football, but they've come up and they thought they can just do the same. That's not going to happen. Yeah. They're leaving 1-2 players back, and it rarely ever works. I want them to play football. I love seeing that they're trying to play football, but they've got to be a bit more solid at the back, and they've got to understand that they can't try and play through the likes of Fulham, Forest, Palace, Newcastle, and then the top team. They're going to get absolutely ripped apart. It's like they tried to do it against City on the first game. What are you doing?
You might as well. I mean, City are easily countered, but
it's just that I love Company. I think he's a great manager. I love Burnley, the players. But I want them to be a bit more. Playing attacking football, love it, but you can't leave 1 or 2 players back.
No, I mean you always see the 2 centre backs, maybe the defensive midfielder, and one of the fullbacks sit back.
Yeah, you got to have at least 3. At least
it's 3. It's always the 2 centre backs, and either a DM or fullback.
Yeah, I want to get into their signings quickly because I'm looking at the list here that I've got up. Jordan Bayer, Dara O'Shea, Amdouni, James Trafford, Coley Osho, Sander Burge, Delcroix, Aaron Ramsey, Obafemi, Tressa are the ones that are standing out for me.
Yeah.
Big. I mean, no one ever heard of them before, I'd say, unless you... But they've performed very well.
Yeah. Obviously, people beware of Trafford from the under 21 zeros.
Yes.
But people will probably remember Bayer because of the championship run last season.
But I'm saying the likes of Coley Osho and Amdouni have been the 2 standouts for me.
Amdouni. But I was aware of Coley Osho.
They've been fantastic. Them 2 specifically have been fantastic. Amdouni might have to go in my FPL. I'm not going to lie. I
mean, I think of 2 wingers that no one's heard of, but this season they will be made known, and I've been aware of both of them. One of them is Coley Osho, and the other one is Feyenoord's Zukumba Minter. On loan at Feyenoord, obviously a Newcastle player. Them 2 are going to absolutely rip apart the Premier League at some future date.
That I'm looking forward to him coming back to the Premier League. He's going to be huge for Newcastle. But yeah, Burnley, my prediction, will come on to that soon-ish.
Yeah, soonish.
Yeah. But let's go straight up Obviously, we've got to talk about Brentford now, who are in the 13th position. As my prediction was 13th. They've brought in Flecken, Sade, after the loan to buy. That's Collins, lost Raya, brought in Mopé on loan. They're the main signings I'm looking at there.
What I want to ask you is, why do you think Brentford will be 13th? Why do you think Brentford won't maybe get a top 10 or just miss out of the top 10?
2 words. Ivan Toney.
Okay.
No Ivan Toney till January.
And then him wanting to leave is another thing.
They will survive. They'll be mid-table. But I could see in pre-season in the American Premier League Summer Series, they were missing chances that Toney sticks away with his eyes closed.
Yeah, I mean, Bomo and Vita have been great as a front two, and even Sade when they go to a front three. But I see what you mean.
They're not that clinical Ivan Toney that gets that goal from nothing.
Yeah, the prolificness and that Ivan Toney brings is missing.
Yeah, I'm not saying Brentford are bad. I'm not saying they've got bad players, because I love Mbuemo.
No.
This is absolutely class. But they've not got that get something from nothing. That stick a ball in a box, Toney's going to get on it.
Yeah.
Whereas Vissa and Mbuemo is 2 wingers playing as strikers, really.
I mean, Mbomo and Vissa, when Toney was playing, they still played them as a striker, but it was more of like a false 9 striker.
Yeah, they were supporting Toney, and that's how he thrived.
I don't think you can put 2 wingers like that in a front two.
Doesn't work.
You have to tell one of them to be more of a proper striker, which I don't think any of them can do like naturally.
And then you've replaced Ivan Toney, and I'm not slating this player here because I love him and he done a lot for my club. But you can't replace Ivan Toney with Neil Mopé.
Oh, I think Neil Mopé's a
Yeah, yeah. I love him because he scored some fantastic goals for Brighton. But he's just not. He'll get you like 5, but he's not that Toney that's going to get you 10, 15 plus. Brentford fans love him, so fair enough. But they got battered by Everton.
That was an interesting game. That was a very interesting game.
That game there shows me why I think they're going to finish 13th. Because with Toney, there's no way they lose that game 3-1. I think bringing Collins in was a huge sign at the back. I love Collins. One of my favourite young defenders at the moment. But he's just learning. That's it. He's just got to learn. It's like 20 million, 25 million. He'll be one of the best centre-backs in the world.
Yep, definitely.
So, moving straight on to 12th now. My prediction is okay, I think. I want to know who you've gone with, though.
Oh, mine is probably another one of those could be deemed as why controversial ones, but I've gone for West Ham.
That's who I've gone with, West Ham.
Okay, well, at least I'm not alone.
I think at the moment they're flying. They're doing very well. They're on 10 points. They've drawn 1, lost 2, won 3. They broke the Brighton curse. Finally beating us after, 12 games, 13 games? And they're 7th at the moment, but I think we'll see them drop off a little bit. They always start well at the start of the season, and then I think Europe will see them drop off a little bit.
My thing is this year I've only put West Ham in 12 because of them having to play in Europe.
Yes.
West Ham,
I agree with that.
West Ham, they don't perform when they're in when they're in Europe.
I think you've got Antonio, who always starts the season playing like Prime R9. And then he has a drop-off. He says something stupid last week about finishing ahead of Liverpool. He drops a disaster class in that game against Liverpool. They just don't have that backup striker. I don't feel if Antonio gets injured, what have they got that can score them the goals?
Danny Ings
will get injured. You've got
No,
Jared Bowen.
I see what you mean.
Jared Bowen, love Jared Bowen. As who fantastic. Well, I mean, scored against us, but love Jared Bowen. Fantastic player. Scored the winner in the Conference League. Will score them at least 10 goals.
15.
At the very least 10.
He'll get,
15,
I think,
yeah.
15.
We brought in Ward-Prowse, who's been fantastic for them. Big signing. Brought in Alvarez from Ajax, replacing Rice. Hasn't looked any different. I could argue they're better off without Rice. And then obviously they brought in Mohamed Kudus, who we haven't seen much of yet in the league. In the Europa League, he's been good for them. Cup as well. Fantastic player. I would have loved him at Brighton. I'm disappointed we couldn't get a deal done, unfortunately. But he's going to be massive for them.
I believe it was him. Like, he wasn't interested.
It was a personal terms. Some saying money, some saying release clause. I'm not entirely sure.
I think it was more, but he had a deadline. He just I read he had a deadline of a few days, and he ignored it.
Yeah, he wanted to wait for the likes of Chelsea, and then Chelsea didn't come in for him. What West Ham did, and you know what? Fair play to West Ham. Their director has come in quickly, got a deal done for him.
I think if Arsenal had the money, we could have got him. I just don't think we had the money.
He would have gone. He would have gone to you if you'd come in for him. Easily.
Our negotiations would have been a bit harder.
Yeah. West Ham. I think they're going to do great in Europe, in the Europa League. I think they're going to go far. But I think that might cause them. I don't know. I could see them getting to the final.
No, maybe not with the. No, quarterfinals. I don't think they'll get that much further.
We'll come on to it. We'll talk about the Europa League and the Champions League at the end of the video, because I think that'll be a quick thing to talk about. Interesting, what we think. But yeah, West Ham, I think will do great in the Europa League. I think quarters, semis, maybe in the final. They might drop off a little bit in the league, mid-table. Would love them. I love West Ham. My granddad's sportsman, so I've got to like West Ham a little bit. But I think I'd like to see them finish high. I'd like to see them in the top 7, top 8. But I see them being a little bit lower.
Yeah.
Do you want to move on to 11th?
Yep.
Where my predictions get a little bit wild. In 11th, I've gone with Burnley.
Yeah, I kind of said it when you were trying to speak. I said Brentford.
Yeah, come back that. Brentford. I think you're probably thinking similar reasons to me.
Yes.
When I said 13th.
Yes. Just like I had a little bit more hope. Little bit more belief in Thomas Frank.
I think they maybe they could finish a little bit higher than 13th, but I think at the moment 13th is realistic. That's where they are. But yeah, I went with Burnley. I saw them playing in the Championship. They were fantastic. I thought they could carry that over into the Prem, but not be as naive as they have. They've had a difficult start, but I did not see them on 1.19th after 5 games.
Yep. I think that's a quick one.
Played well, as we've said, but been too naive.
Yeah. I mean, we've already discussed Brentford, so...
Yeah, we've discussed them, and Brentford and Burnley. If you missed it, I don't know how you've missed it, but if you missed it, if you go back a little bit, you'll hear about them. If you missed it, if you're going to get a drink, I don't know what you've been doing. But yeah, let's go straight into the top half.
Right, we'll get mine over. It's pretty quick. We've discussed this team already. Fulham,
same reasons as I said, lower because of Mitrovic.
I think it was same reasons, but I was doing it when they had Mitrovic.
Yeah. So if you could redo it, would you put them a bit lower?
Yes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say by too much, but
yeah, they're
I do
currently
see them
11th, so
struggling.
you're quite fair with 10th because they're currently 11th only by goal difference.
Mm.
But I could see them having a tough period and not scoring as many goals as they should be. We shall see.
If you go on 10th.
In 10th, we might need to look like 7 places down the league for this one.
Oh, this is where Bournemouth comes in then, isn't it?
Yeah, I've put Bournemouth in 10th. And I'm still going to back Bournemouth to finish 10th this season. We'll come back to this at the end of the season, and Bournemouth will be in the top half.
You know
Bournemouth
what?
play some absolutely fantastic football.
Do you want to make a bet or something?
Go on then. We will
Bournemouth
come.
in the top half.
I will come.
What would you do?
What could I bet you? I will come into college with a Bournemouth shirt if they don't finish top half.
All right, yeah, sure. I'll back that.
Simple.
Because
they will finish top half.
Yeah, I'll place my own bet in. If Wolves get relegated, I'll do the same, but with a Wolves shirt.
That's fair.
But as the name that's on the back gets decided by the other person.
Don't know if I've got that much money in my bank account. We'll see. We'll see that closer to the time.
Yeah.
We'll see that closer to the time. But I can back those because Bournemouth will finish in the top 10. I'm calling it. I'm saying it right now. They've had a difficult start to the season.
Relegated.
We'll see. Manager, Bournemouth manager, fantastic. Players they've brought in fantastic, as we've already said. They played great football. They were great against Brighton, and they've looked great in all the other games that I've seen. Unlucky with some of their games. They haven't won a game, but they're only 6 points.
Only time tells.
Off it. We will see, and we may reassess the bet in January.
We'll
see. Yeah, that was a quick one. We spoke about them. I
don't like who I put in 9th.
I have put. Neither do I. I don't like who I put in 9th either.
Go on, you do it. Go on.
When you say you don't like, is it a team that you don't like?
It's more because it's more because of how they've performed.
Okay, well, I've gone with Spurs.
Oh yeah, same. I put Spurs in.
I think before the start of the season, I've looked at it. I was like, I love Postecoglou. He's a fantastic manager, one of the best in the league, one of the best in the world. Yeah. I'm going to say it. I thought it was going to be a rebuild season for them. They're just going to finish 9th, get used to playing under Ange. I did not think they'd be 4th and not lost a game.
I didn't expect Son and Maddison to form one of the best partnerships in the world.
What a fantastic partnership! It's lovely to see. For me, not for you. They're Spurs. All we can say about Spurs, they have been absolutely fantastic this season under Postecoglou. Maddison, absolutely huge sign for them. Son's taken over from Kane like that. Wouldn't even notice there's no Harry Kane. You'd argue they're even better without Harry Kane. More fluid.
Oh, yeah.
Spurs fans don't hate me. Vicario has replaced Lloris perfectly. Mickey van der Ven, what a centre-back.
Him and Romero are a fantastic partnership.
And then you got Brennan Johnson off the bench.
Even Solomon's always a great option to have.
Exactly. Spurs' transfer window is so underrated. I know you hate it as an Arsenal fan. So we will move swiftly on.
The thing is I can say these things and not really care about the backlash.
Yeah. Yeah, we will move swiftly on from Spurs. And we'll go up to the 8th position.
I'm staying in London. Chelsea.
Same. I've gone with Chelsea as well. Why?
It's a bit of a rebuild, and plus, I just can't see that squad going anywhere. Not too young,
Yeah.
not that good experience, and too many players for Poch to have to work with. You're not going to get a fluid team
Yes.
because there's too many players who are going to have to be starters.
Yeah, as we said, we mentioned earlier about the career mode, and what I meant with that is it was released after the window. They only wanted to sign players under the age of, 25? I think
Yeah.
something like that. So they refused to sign Maddison. Maybe it was 24, I'm not sure. They refused to sign Maddison, which is stupid because he's on fire for Spurs. And Bowley just thought, oh, we'll sign all these young players and they'll just turn into... It takes time for young players to develop. And as you can see, they're 14th. They've beat Luton, and they will become good. They will be good in a few years, but not right now.
You need a balance of age and you need a balance of experience. Chelsea have sold a lot of their older players, and
Yes,
they've got too many
Koulibaly.
younger players and not enough experience.
Yeah. I'm going to throw a stat out there for you.
Oh, fun.
This is true. This stat is true. Chelsea have scored less goals in the Premier League in 2023 than Leicester.
I believe that in the combined of 2023, Erling Haaland has scored more than Chelsea.
So Chelsea have scored less goals than Haaland and Leicester, who are now in the Championship.
Yeah.
Wow. You can see where the problem lies then.
Yeah.
They not got a goal scorer.
Nicholas Jackson's not
And
terrible.
injured.
I just don't think he's that prolific striker yet.
He's not ready to have that pressure put on.
And Kunku's not a striker, nor is he's. If you play him at striker, then it's not going to gel completely.
Yes. Yeah, it's gonna be another tough season for Chelsea.
Not as
£1 billion
bad as
to
last
go from 12.
season, but
I think it'll be worse. £1 billion to go from 12th to 14th. Well done, Todd Bowley. Yeah, they will push on in the second half of the season, I think, to be fair, and they'll come top half. They can't not come top half with the money they spend, surely.
They have to be.
Surely. Yeah, into the 7th position now, pushing into European football. But I don't know, the format 8th might get European football this year because they're expanding the competitions next year, so I'm not entirely sure how that's working.
The competitions means I believe there's only the top 5 of England that get Champions League. One will get Europa League and one will get Conference League, as far as I'm aware. So it's still top 7.
Yeah, I'm not. It's slightly confusing how it's all working. But yeah, in 7th, I'm gonna say I feel like we've gone with the same club again. Who have you gone with?
Brighton.
Yes, I've gone with Brighton in 7th as well.
And
I think go on.
And merely because I think the Zerbi in your team is great, Brighton are great, but it's the fact that they've never played in Europe before. They won't know how to consistently hold a Thursday-Sunday game.
Yeah, that is the problem. That's why I put us 7th as well.
Like, you can the other teams in Europe, Aston Villa, probably similar, but they've had European experience and Unai Emery knows what he's doing. Newcastle, they'll be fine.
Struggle.
They'll struggle a bit, but they should be. But then they'll probably be more because of the group they've been given.
Yeah.
United, Arsenal, City.
They all got experience.
Arsenal, City, they'll be fine. They know how to either through Thursday nights or Champions League nights consistently.
Yeah, I think, as you said, the Europe, being in the Europe, the Thursday, Sunday schedule is going to hurt us a little bit, but I still think we'll end up getting Conference League next year.
I don't think you're down.
I
I
think
don't think
obviously
you'll
we
fall
lost.
off that much. Definitely won't fall off that
No,
much.
I mean, at the moment we're third. We've lost one
Yeah.
game. We've won 5.
You're third, but at least you're not going on saying that you're in a title race.
I mean, we might be.
You could be, but you can't say after 6 games you are, because otherwise you could say that the majority of teams are in a title race.
Yeah, that's why we'll come back to this in January with that one. And if we're in the title race in January, fair enough. I don't think we will be, but we will see. But third after 6 games is nothing to be disappointed about.
No.
Obviously, we lost our opening game to Athens in Europa League. I still think we get out that group. I think that was a great experience for us, the loss to Athens. Athens is a great team, really experienced. But it was a nice...
it's like a kick. It's like an understanding of what Europe's going to be.
Yes. We've got Marseille next Thursday. So that'll be an interesting one to see.
Have you seen who they've appointed as manager?
Yeah, Gattuso. Gattuso against the Zerbi is going to be a great watch.
I'm sorry, but I think Marseille are going to give a challenge.
Yeah, Marseille will definitely be a challenge, huge challenge. But I think we can nick a point at least from them.
I saw this morning. It's like Gattuso might not remain as Marseille manager if the Gulf takeover of Marseille happens, because if that's the case, Zidane has agreed that he would return.
Yes, and I think that would be great for them. Don't want that to happen, but yeah. Obviously, we had a good transfer window. We brought in Ansu Fati right at the depth.
That's a fantastic signing.
He hasn't been. He's been good. Hasn't scored. Should have scored a couple, but he's been good with his play. Obviously, João Pedro the same. Scored a few goals. I think we got a good team. I think as we saw last season.
The thing is with Ansu Fati, he'll do well at Brighton, but at the same time, Brighton can afford to make those type of signings and it fail.
Yeah. Because if he fails, then if he doesn't do well, then you just put Lallana in. João Pedro.
Yeah, if he doesn't do well, then that's fine. But if he does amazingly well, then it's just unbelievable.
It's fine. He's done well. Exactly. But yeah, we'll move on to the top 6 now. We don't want to spend too long in Brighton because I spent a lot of time on them in other videos.
Yeah.
Up into 6th. Once again, I feel like we've probably put the same club in 6th as well.
Aston Villa.
Aston Villa? Yeah, Aston Villa. Once again, I think people did not back me when I said this. Currently, they are 6th in the table.
Yeah.
They started the season very well on 12 points. They did lose that European opener to Legia Warsaw.
Yet again, it's just a welcome to Europe, basically.
Yeah. I mean, Argentina lost their opening World Cup game to Saudi Arabia, so...
What are you trying to say? Aston Villa are going to pull off an Argentina and win the Conference League?
Yes, that is exactly what I'm saying.
I mean, out of the quality that's in there, they've got the best chance.
Yeah. But yeah, Diaby, huge signing. Pau Torres, huge signing. For them. European experience. Obviously, Emery, as we said, European experience. Did lose in the cup, but no. The Newcastle, Brighton, Villa, we don't care about the Carabao Cup. Europe's much, much, much more important.
Well,
but yeah, Villa in 6th. I want to know why else you put Villa in 6th.
Unai Emery is the main reason. I think him as a coach, it may not. It didn't work at Arsenal, but I think there's a difference in quality, and I think Aston Villa, with the players they've got, much better suit his tactics, per se.
Yes, 100%. He brought them out of near relegation last
That's what I
season
mean, yeah.
and got
From
the league.
relegation battle to Conference League.
Exactly. Fantastic manager, fantastic players. Not much else to say on Villa, I don't think, really.
No.
5th?
You go first this time.
I don't think we're going to have said the same club here.
We'll see.
I've gone with Newcastle.
I've also gone with Newcastle.
Wow, great minds think alike.
I wouldn't say great minds
I
think
think,
alike. I just think the higher up the table, the easier it is to predict teams.
yeah, but I think Newcastle, currently they are 8th, but they
Yeah,
had
but they've had
their
one of the
Champions League
hardest
opener.
starts of the season.
Oh, yeah. And they've got the group of death in the Champions League. Got a great point against Milan.
I mean, Milan should have won that. You can't have
Oh, yeah.
nearly 30 shots, nearly half of them on target, and not score.
Oh, yeah. Newcastle had 1 shot in target and should have scored it in the last minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the start, as you said, has been difficult, and that they'll finish top 5 at least. They've got the squad.
I mean, that
as you saw last season.
it's the
Anyhow,
Carabao Cup,
fantastic.
yes, but that win against Man City's, I would say, pivotal for
Huge.
them. Huge.
Yeah. They've brought in some good players. Livramento, they brought in Hall as well. They've obviously got good players such as Isaac, Bruno Gomez. They brought in Tonali. Huge midfield signing for them.
Isaac's looking
Yeah, I
like
think.
he's on some form.
Yeah. Obviously had that great 8-0 win.
I mean,
We looked at it from the Sheffield perspective.
I cannot believe that there was 8 goals, but it was 8 different goal scorers.
I know, Dan Burn even got on the score sheet.
It was, Burn scored, Trippier got a hat-trick of assists.
I know, that was great for my FPL.
Yeah, I didn't have him in to begin with, but just because of the start, and now I feel like I've only just started to put him back in, so I just missed that out.
Yeah, you got to put Trippier and he'll always get you the assist. I think if we go further up the table, it's easier to predict and there's a bit less to talk about. So should we move on to the top 4?
Yep.
4th, there is... I think we probably said the same club.
We'll see.
Liverpool.
No.
You've gone with United then?
Yes, I've put Manchester United in 4th.
Okay. I think we're going to say similar reasons for both clubs.
Probably, yeah.
Why we put them in 4th. I think last season Liverpool weren't the best, but they still got Europa League. They had a poor season. They still were quite good at the end. Europa League, they probably should win Europa League.
Should do.
And they've got good players. They brought in Gravenberg, McAllister, Endo. Fantastic signings there in the midfield. Obviously let go of Mane and Firmino. But
McAllister's a great signing in Szoboszlai.
Huge. His goal in the cup. Whew. What a goal. Their midfield's good now.
I think another reason why I put United in 4th and I put Liverpool higher up is because is probably because I have more belief in Darwin Núñez. He had a season where he didn't do that well, but it was a season to learn from.
Yes, and as you can see, he's already better now than he was last season.
Like, take some of those chances. If you take his form from last season, he misses all of those chances. Maybe scores one of them.
Yeah, definitely. It's Liverpool's midfield is the big thing now. They've already got 6 goal contributions this season. And that's the same as what their entire midfield had last season. They're a lot more solid and a lot more good, better going forwards as well. In terms of their midfield, Gravenberg, all of that. But yeah, so they're going to I think they'll finish 4th. United, you said 4th. I think it's fair enough. Back in Champions League.
I think my thing with United is I thought that Liverpool would be much better improved, and I thought that the 2 teams I put above are already standards ahead of United. And I just think,
Yeah, fair enough.
I wasn't expecting United in the start they have. I wasn't expecting them to start in a small crisis, which I've covered in
No.
a video anyway. So I've already given my opinions
Yeah,
on that.
Yeah, ninth, really, really poor start with all their problems with Sancho and Anthony. Awful for them, but I still think there was no way they stay ninth.
No, they'll easily climb back up. I think you get past the problems, and then you find the solutions. You find a team that will fight, and then get the points and get top 4.
Yeah. Then up to third now, finishing the top 3.
This is why I put
Who
Liverpool.
have you got in third?
Yeah,
You put Liverpool. I put
here.
Arsenal. I went
Okay.
Arsenal.
Okay.
I think Arsenal are guaranteed to finish top 4.
Yes.
I think being back in the Champions League will take a little bit of a toll. Of course, a couple of problems.
I mean, you can say that, but then we've had Europa League for however many seasons, so it's not like we're already not used to it.
Yeah, I think you got a young squad. At the end of it, that sort of wasn't a problem. This sort of bottled it. I'll say bottled. It didn't really bottle it because City, a fantastic team, and you can't bottle it when you're coming against City. But I think third is realistic. You're fifth at the moment. Been pretty good at the start of the season.
Yeah. What was it? 4 wins, 2 draws.
I don't think second. Yeah, and I think, to be fair, maybe I'm being a little bit harsh saying third. Probably second is realistic.
I think my case is you've got with Arsenal, like they're the next team behind City, and then it's after you fight. You have to. It's like a standard thing. Like eventually, Newcastle become good, where they're the team that you have to catch up to. Then it's the one that you catch up after that. At the moment, I would say it's Arsenal, but it could easily be Arsenal you have to catch up to, then Newcastle, and then Man City.
Yeah.
But it's just like you need to catch up to and be on the stands of the teams ahead of you before you can challenge for anything.
Yeah.
Last season, we pushed and we became the team to beat.
Definitely. And then it sort of, the wheels fell off a little bit at the end, but
that's
kind of expected with the inexperience with the young squad.
It kind of was also expected. Like,
I think
Man United and Liverpool have both been leading the league and still lost to City.
Yeah. I think in the next few years you probably will win a league.
Yeah.
I think the young squad will become more experienced and you will win a league.
I mean,
but then we've already spoken about Liverpool, so we don't need to talk about them again.
Oh yeah, I've already given my rough opinions on them.
Second, I think I know who you're going to say.
Yeah, I'm going with the Arsenal.
And I've gone with United.
Yeah, I mean, it was obvious. It was obvious it was going to be fair.
Yeah, we'll come on to City in a minute at first. But I thought United were going to be really, really good. I thought they were going to start amazingly.
Even if United were to start amazing, I still thought that their squad wasn't it yet. Like, they were definitely top 4 worthy, but I think I think what it is City will win the league by however many points. Arsenal will get second and will be 5-6 points clear of third place.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's much closer. Like then it'll be tighter.
I just thought that bringing in the likes of Mount, Onana, Hodgland, they thought, and Amrabat, I thought they were going to be really good, complete the squad. But when you're looking at that list, and the best player's been Johnny Evans,
oh God,
you've got a little problem.
Big problem.
Yeah. What do you think? I want more Arsenal analysis from you quickly. Why you think Arsenal are second, and I want on last season.
Well, I think you take the form off last season. Quite simply, we were standards above the other teams. Liverpool had a bad season. United season was up and down. Newcastle, with their main fight was for Europe. So the only real teams that could have been challenging was Man City. And I think we got 43 out of our first 48. And that left us top at Christmas by about 9 points. And I think we put us second again, but we don't have that thing where we're top of the league first to drop down. I think we're in fifth at the moment. We get the results we need because there will be teams that we will beat where other teams will slip up. And we'll push into second. We'll be close. And then I feel like just with our squad and experience we've already had with being in the title race will give us the edge to be second. Because I don't think Champions League is going to affect us that much. Because we've been in the Europa League for like 7 seasons. So I don't think Europe has an effect. Cup games won't have an effect, even though I think we need to be pushing far in the cup and winning one. And then I think with the league, we just need to keep up with the standards of getting second place.
I think that's very possible.
And even the signings we've made, obviously. I mean, Declan Rice, okay, he was a lot, but he's going to be very good. Havertz, like Mount United, is going to take time to groove into it, but he will be great. Timber, it looks really good, but obviously he's got injured. And even some of the players we've got, Martin Odegaard, Bukayo Saka. I think the goalkeeper situation between Ramsey and Raya is going to be interesting.
Yes.
But I think overall, the reason that I'm putting Arsenal second is just because I think we've still got the standards better than other teams.
Yeah. I can agree. But yeah, obviously, we spoke about 19 teams in the league. First is so obvious. Every year, Manchester City.
People won't put Man City first, but the realistic thing is that who's going to stop them? Who is at their level at the moment that can even have a hint of challenging?
Nobody in the league.
City should have comfortably won the league last season. They didn't because they dropped points. They dropped points against teams where they should have been winning. Like, if they were to keep the form that they had from the end of the season all the way through, they would have won the league, and they would have won it clearly, much closer than the 5 points it was.
But that's where you can see they dropped points, but yet they still won the league.
Exactly. They can drop points, but it's when the time comes, they will be prolific, and they will just strike down every team in front of them.
Oh yeah, and then they lost their signings as well. They lost Gundogan, replaced him with Kovacic. They lost Mahrez, replaced him with Doku. Lost Laporte, replaced him with Gvardiol. Brought in Núñez.
I mean, that's the thing. City can get rid of some really good players, but the investment they can bring of players in are arguably sometimes better quality than the ones they got rid of. It's ridiculous. Yeah. Like, City won't sign a bad player because even if they don't have a great start, they will improve. Like Jack Grealish was really bad in his first season. So, and then after this, he's clocked on. He's one of the best left wingers in the league.
100%.
Like, I think the only.
I don't think.
I think you can let go of De Bruyne, let go of Haaland, let go of Diaz, let go of Rodri, and even let Pep go. And I think the quality of players that they can sign to replace him, and even get a good manager, they can still be challenging for the title.
Next manager of City will be De Zerbi, I reckon.
I think the obvious one is to go with Arteta or company, being disciples of Pep. But I think, Arteta, if he leaves, he's not going to stay in the Prem. He'll leave. He'll try a different European side. De Zerbi, if he can keep how good he is, he's going, then he should do. And company just hasn't impressed like he did last season to even have a glimpse of being given that job.
Yeah. But I don't think there's much more we can say about Man City, really.
No,
Man City's Man City.
Right,
well, I want quickly, before the end of the video, I want your Conference League winner, Europa League winner, and Champions League winner.
Conference League, Hang on, I need to see the teams that are in there.
Okay, I'll give mine quickly while we're here, while you're checking. I'm going to go Conference League, I'm going to go Aston Villa. Europa League, I'm going to go with Bayer Leverkusen. And Champions League, I'm going to go with Man City again.
Okay.
I think City are just too good, not Champions League. And then Bayer Leverkusen winning the Europa League. They've been so good under Xavi. Fantastic manager, got them playing amazing football, really good in the Bundesliga. Boniface is on fire, one of the best strikers in Europe, I'd argue, at the moment, and he will score them goals. So yeah, go on. Who do you think? Conference League, Europa League, Champions League?
Conference League. Aston Villa. I just think that they still are better quality. Europa League. I mean, I'm probably still going to go Liverpool.
Yeah, I think Liverpool's the realistic one to say, but I want to back
It's a
Bayer
really
Leverkusen.
hard one to decide because Liverpool can win it, Leverkusen can win it. If West Ham put all their try into it, they can. Even Brighton could.
Yeah.
It's like, but I think just Liverpool. I go back Liverpool still. And then
and Champions League. Are you going to back your boys, or are you going to go with the obvious?
No, I think Arsenal make quarterfinals, semi-best quarterfinals. Like it's the best thing, semi-finals at luck.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go for Man City. I think it's obvious, but I'm not going to go for it. And I think I'm going to say Real Madrid have a resurgence and it goes to them.
Jude Bellingham on fire.
I think Real Madrid will be if anyone's going to stop City, it's Bayern Munich or Real Madrid. But I just think Real Madrid are better, so I'm going to say Real Madrid.
There you go then, heard it here first. Real Madrid win the Champions League.
Trust me. Don't trust anything I say if it's football related stuff like that. It's absolutely awful. I've literally said Nottingham Forest are going to get relegated. There's a higher chance now of, I don't know, RC Lens winning the Champions League than Real Madrid. If I say it,
you never know. You've said that now. You never know that Lens might win the Champions League. But yeah,
if Lens win the Champions League, I will genuinely give you £1,000 straight up.
There you
£1
go.
grand if they did it.
Everyone that likes get £1,000 if Lens win the Champions League.
Hey, wait. No. I didn't say everyone who liked. I just said you.
Me? Okay, I'll take it then. And I'll share it for everyone that likes. But yeah, we've had quite a long video. We're coming up to about an hour and a half. So
yeah, well, hopefully you'll edit this down.
Yeah, we'll wrap the video up here. But yeah, we will go and do a video on Ben's channel at some point. I'm not sure what we're going to do it on. I think maybe talking about the Ramsdale Rice situation might be a fun one to do.
I think I have a few topics, but I think we won't be doing it straight away. I think I need to give it like a week or so to plan.
Yeah, we will come up with some content on Ben's channel as well. Don't worry, and we'll be back in January, back at the end of the season, and we'll probably come back for when Brighton play Arsenal and do a little analysis of them games as well.
You know, I'll gladly come back on any videos you want. It's a great time.
Yeah, it was lovely to have you. Great predictions, some dodgy predictions as well, but some really good analysis of the football there. So, thank you, Ben.
Thank you.
And I hope everyone enjoyed this video, and I will see you next month for another podcast, another video. Fan in the Stand, another sports podcast. See you all later.